Testing. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Testing. Hello. 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 Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Above It All program. Doing a show today. This is the Above It All showgram for April. April's almost over, everybody. Which is, it's a member for 7 months. I did this membership 7 months ago. Remember when I was gonna do the fucking merchandise and the membership at the same time? Mike Silver, I have been invited to that show, so maybe, unless I get uninvited, which has happened to me before. So but anyway, we're doing a show today. Today is April, and got a show lined up. Whoa, my bad. I didn't mean to jump scare you like that. Whoa. But we'll be talking about Ron DeSantis later. And so we're also going to be talking about cops, police officers. This is a pro cop show here. So we're going to be talking about the boys in blue and the bitches in blue, for that matter. There are bitches in blue as well. We're going to be talking about them. In fact, let's start off with the bitch in blue. So the United States of America is a country, debatably, I should say. It is debatably a country. We're not really a democracy. The electorate really doesn't have any power in this country. There's no constitution. There's no law in this country. And there are gangs that run rampant around this country. Often you see these gangs in inner cities, but you often also see these gangs in rural areas, small towns. In the United States, there are gangs, state-sanctioned gangs. The state, if you will, basically drafts laws to give these gangs power and then acts surprised when these gangs exercise their power. And of course, I'm talking about police here. But here we have just more evidence that murder is okay as long as you're a gangster in the United States. Kim Potter, officer who fatally shot Dante Wright, is released from prison after serving 16 months. Now imagine a scenario where you're doing your job. Let's say you're working at Barnes & Noble. Right? This is where you're employed. So you go to your place of employment and you accidentally, quote unquote, accidentally kill somebody. Whoa. That's pretty serious. Do you think you'd get 16 months in jail? In prison, I should say. 16 months in prison. If you were working down at the subway and whoops, you put the fucking sandwich in the toaster and then your AK goes off and 3 people are dead. Do you think you would get 16 months? I'm just like, this is like a weird ass scenario where we give people guns, we being the government in this instance. I'm not a part of the government, but I'm speaking collectively as a country. And so we give these people guns. We don't really train them on how to use them. For those of you that don't remember Kim Potter, she is the one who confused her taser with her gun. By that I mean, she killed someone, had to come up with a lie after the fact, And the lie that she came up with is she didn't know the difference between a taser and a gun. They're holstered on the opposite sides of the belt. They weigh completely differently. They're shaped completely differently. But this person who is in charge of whether or not people are allowed to live, you know, they don't know. Isn't that a little weird? So obviously she lied. But that's the thing about being a cop is you lie, and for whatever reason, the entire mainstream media is like, oh, that's the truth. Oh, of course she confused them. What are you saying? She lied? A cop lied? No. The Minnesota Department of Corrections said Kim Potter, the former officer, was released at 4 a.m. local time on Monday after serving 16 months of a 2-year sentence. A 2-year sentence, by the way, just again. Let's say you're working at, cell phone company. And then, whoops, your Glock goes off on accident. I meant to grab the ketchup to put on my fries. Accidentally grabbed the Glock. Whoops, someone's dead. Do you think you'd get a 2-year sentence? Sorry, I meant to grab the ketchup. My bad? Quote, based on the intelligence we gathered, we released Miss Potter at the time we felt was safest for her and for everyone at the correctional facility. DAWG spokesperson Andy Skoogman, what the fuck, send a statement. Skoogman had announced, this sounds like a fucking mascot, like, for like a fucking Super Nintendo game or some shit. Like, Jesus Christ, Skoogman had announced Potter's scheduled release on Friday, blah, blah, blah. Shooting happened April 2021, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, isn't that a little weird? You know, it's fucking strange, you know what I mean? It's just that we live in this world where gangsters control every single town, suburb, and city in this country. And there's just no laws that affect them. 2 years? Really? For murder? Damn! But like I say on this show, if you got someone you want to kill, hold the phone. Go to police academy first, then you can get away with it. We see all these stories of cops being cops and then harassing their ex-wives, harassing their, parents, harassing their family that don't listen to them. You know what I mean? So, I say this. You got someone that rubs you the wrong way? Hey, in a lot of these states, police academy is 9 months. Think about it. You could kill somebody legally and get away with it in less than a year. All you gotta do is become a cop. Isn't that nuts? USA. Ex-officer who fatally shot Breonna Taylor hired as a deputy. So I'm doing these stories back to back here because they're pretty much related. You kill somebody. You'd think, all right, again, we're all working at Bojangles here, everybody. So we're going into work at Bojangles. And whoops, I accidentally shot and killed 5 people. My bad. I was doing the fries, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Whoops, my gun went off. 5 people are dead. Whatever. No big deal. Now, obviously, we got to be fair. Bojangles is going to fire me, right? Right? I can't work at that I can't show my face at Bojangles again. Well, at least that Bojangles. Right? I'm just going to go work at the one across the street. Everything is fine. Oh, boy. So, anyway, let's find out some more information here. The former Louisville police officer who fatally shot Breonna Taylor has a new job in law enforcement in a county northeast of the city. You know, you would think, like, okay, let's not talk about it from a gangster perspective, because that's what cops are. They're gangsters. Full stop. They're criminals. They act like criminals. Well, that's not true, actually. Most of the time, criminals are morally superior and more intelligent than police. But, again, cops are people that watch gangster movies and pretend like the movie characters, right? That's their whole thing. But let's just imagine here, you're a gangster, right? Let's say you're a fucking, you're a capo. And you got some guys coming in. One of your top guys is like, yo, I got this guy. I know this guy. I trust this guy. I want you to meet him. So you sit down with this guy. You never talked to him before. All you know is that one of your favorite guys is vouching for him. This guy comes in and he tells you, yeah, the last time I had a gun, I actually accidentally shot and killed my whole family. Yeah, they're all dead now. It was totally accident. We're Christmas dinner, the gun went off. What are you going to do? Forget about it, right? Now, if you're a cop, you're going to go like, someone get this guy a badge. Right? But if you're an intelligent, criminal of some kind, you're going to say, this guy is way too hot. I don't want him anywhere near me. But that's the thing with police, is they don't give a fuck. The less competent you are, the better fit you are. That's why they reject people who score too high on IQ tests. Right? So again, it's a revolving door. You go to Bojangles, you dip the cyanide into the French fry grill, boom, 78 people are dead. Let's just go work at the other Bojangles down the street. Whatever. Forget about it. That's the U.S. policing for you. Again, this is not a country as far as I'm concerned. It's just an occupied territory as far as I'm concerned. Not really a country. Certainly not unified, right? It's in the name United States, but certainly not unified. I can tell you, we are not united in any state of matter or anything else. Anyway, there you go. So we got a coffee cup here. Doing a program today. Today is April, everybody. I want people, I know I do this like every day, but I gotta get all of the I gotta scrape. When you get, first let me say this. Subscribe to my Doom channel. Check it out. But like when you got like a jar of like a sauce, like a hot sauce, let's say, but it's like, it sticks to the side of the salsa, maybe, you got guacamole, right? And you get like a fucking spoon and you're trying to like scrape all the little, I want all the molecules of fucking Mrs. Renfro's, so you get the spoon in there and you scrape it all off. That's why I advertise my other YouTube channel here. I know everyone's pretty much already aware of it. They've made their decision. But there's a couple people that I need to scrape off. So, alright. Oh, fucking Christ. I don't know how long today's show will be. I woke up really high, so I'm a little this morning so far. We got Max the dog here somewhere. Maxie, where are... Oh, here he is. Got Max the dog here. Says hello. So... Is that audible? Can you hear this? Something going on. Holy fuck! On this show, we've been covering random acts of violence in the United States. I mean, I could make this my whole show. I could be like a Fox News kind of thing, you know, show up here. It's like, if you leave the house, you will die. You know, it's the same thing as Fox News, except instead of guns, you know, on Fox News, it's like immigrants or whatever. But like, you know, I could do that, but I'd rather take the angle of like, let's just enjoy it. Let's just enjoy the chaos here. We're pretty much in the end stage, you know. If you believe in the Bible, well, if you believe in the Bible, I suggest going elsewhere. But if you believe in the Bible, they got that revelation bullshit, you know, whatever it is. Like the sky's going to open up, God's going to come down with his giant hand and scoop you up or whatever, bring you to heaven. I don't know, something like that. You know, like in Super Smash Brothers where they got the fucking hand, you know, that guy? Anyway, because the whole thing, you know, like the game is like you're all toys or whatever, and the hand is like the kid who's playing with the toys. I mean, they spoiled the game for you. But anyway, we're going to be moving on to Florida here, because it's always a Florida man. Always. Whenever you're hearing something crazy going on, Florida man. Hey, did you hear about the... Florida man. Oh, did you hear about this crazy-ass thing? Turns out... Florida? Oh. So we got Florida man. And again, theming of the recent weeks in the United States, there's... I don't know, this has just been things that we've talked about in the news. You know, whatever. This stuff happens all the time, but we've decided to make a pattern out of something that happens all the time. So let's jump in. Florida man fires into Instacart driver's car after it mistakenly turned onto his property. Once again, random acts of violence. I mean, probably isn't the correct term to use here, because it's not random. Random implies like you don't know. This is like a fucking press your luck kind of random, where there is a predictability to it. You can learn the flow, you can learn the timing, and then you can be like that guy who made a couple $100,000 and then died a couple years later. Look it up, press your luck. Anyway, this isn't random. We know what's happening. We know we gave a bunch of guns to a bunch of unstable lunatics. And that's it. And that's it. We gave the dumbest people in our society the most dangerous machines. And then now we're just watching the show. A Florida prosecutor has ordered an investigation in a confrontation in which a homeowner fired shot. It's always a homeowner. You ever fucking notice this shit? It's always a homeowner. Like, when else do you hear this, like, terminology of homeowner? Like, do you ever hear the word homeowner in any other context than when some guy tries to murder someone for no reason? Then, all of a sudden, homeowner. We got 39,515 homeowners, and we don't know what the hell's going on here. Fucking homeowners, man. Jesus. When you think about it, homeowners are a minority group. We gotta treat them. They should have extra rights in our law. You know? We need affirmative action for homeowners. It's a minority. Not everyone is a homeowner in this country. There's more people that are not homeowners than homeowners. So when you really think about it, they're the actually oppressed ones. Jesus fuck. A homeowner fired shots into a couple's car when they mistakenly turned onto his property while making a late-night grocery delivery. Police closed the case without consulting the state's attorney office. They closed the case? What? No one was injured by gunfire in an upscale Fort Lauderdale suburb, but it's the latest in a spate of similar shootings across the United States in which people have mistakenly turned onto the wrong property or gotten in the wrong car. One person has been killed, others... Get the fuck out of here. In this case, the shooter told police the car was being driven erratically, struck his leg, and made him fear for himself and his son. What? It struck his leg? What? So this guy in the middle of the night is like at the edge of his driveway and he got hit by the car. Like, I'm just like, was he bringing the trash can out? You know? What? Broward County State Attorney Harold Pryor issued a statement saying police investigators never contacted his office about the April 15 shooting in Southwest Ranches that put at least 2 bullets into a car driven by 19-year-old Walds Thomas Jr., who was with his 18-year-old girlfriend Diamond Darvile. The teens told CBS Miami they are happy to be alive, but believe the situation could have been handled differently. We could have been dead. Our window is down and they're shooting. I understand we're on their property. It's just not how you go about things. I am fucking confused. Did the guy actually get hit? Because if all we're taking here is that guy's word for it, where's the proof, like, that this guy got hit? Like, that seems like a serious escalation. Someone drives into you. Maybe that's actually an excuse to use the gun. That's a huge fucking difference here. But, each party appeared justified in their actions based on the circumstances they perceive. Well, that doesn't really tell us what happened. According to the police report, Thomas and Darvile got lost while delivering groceries for Instacart shortly before 10 p.m. They were on the phone with their customer when Thomas turned their 2014 Honda Civic. Do we really need to know the fucking goddamn? It was a 2014 Honda Civic. Oh, really? Oh, wow. You know, I had a 2012 Honda Civic, and, you know, I heard the 14 really, like, what the fuck? Jesus Christ. Like, what the fuck here? Okay. Thomas turned their 2014 Honda Civic into a lost area where the shooter stores equipment for his excavation business. The shooter and the couple gave investigators conflicting reports about what happened next. See, this is the thing. Right? They hide this shit at the bottom of the fucking article. Like, I'm reading this shit, I'm thinking, whoa, the car hit the guy? Now, again, who the fuck is hanging out at the edge of their driveway at 10 o'clock at night? Like, again, the only possible thing I can think of is this guy was, like, bringing the trash can down or some fucking shit, and it just so happened to be at this moment in time. What other possible explanation would there be for you to be... I'm just curious. Because my presumption is that this guy made it up. But again, we have to get all the way deep in here. So, where the fuck was I? Jesus fucking goddamn Christ. Okay. The fucking homeowner, man, told officers he asked his 12-year-old son to tell the driver to leave, but soon heard the boy yelling for help. The father said he saw the car driving erratically, banging into logs and boulders. And boulders? Yo, does anyone know what a boulder is? Like, I'm serious here. This motherfucker's driving a 2014 Honda Civic into boulders? Like, can we get fucking images of this car? Here? Surely, the car was driving into boulders. Surely we have a photograph of the fucked up front end of this car. Right? Right? I mean, fucking 20. I'm glad they told us. I don't know anything about cars, by the way. I'm just winging it here. You got a 2014 Honda Civic. You're driving it into boulders. You would think a fucking photograph would be able to prove this guy's story correct. This homeowner's story. They're goddamn driving into logs and boulders. And goddamn, like, they're driving into boulders. Yo, what? They're driving into logs and boulders. Oh, God bless this country. Wow. Wow, okay. He set the car, then drove toward him and ran over his foot. saying he feared for his life and his son's. The man drew his handgun and fired at the car's tires, but it sped away. An officer found Thomas and Darvile parked nearby. When he asked what happened, they replied, "We just got shot at." He said Darvile was crying and Thomas appeared extremely nervous and scared. The officer said there were 2 bullet holes in the car's bumper and 1 tire was flat. Okay, so there's bullet holes. How about the dents from the boulders? You drive a 2014 Honda Civic erratically into a boulder, there's going to be some fucking damage. We can see the bullet holes. They're in the report. Are there boulder marks? Can someone point to the boulder marks? Hey, I don't know. Let's keep reading. Let's find out. Maybe there are boulder marks. I guess we'll find out. The couple told police they thought they were at the right house. They then tried to leave after the boy told them they weren't. Thomas said he put the car into reverse and hit a boulder. Okay, so they were actually, so they did hit a boulder. Okay. Which was when the shooter approached aggressively. That's when Thomas said he heard shots and drove away. So, okay, they did hit a boulder. But, a little bit of a different scenario. You see some motherfucker with a gun coming at you. You reverse and drive away. Just so happens you reverse into a boulder. By the way, a better question here is, who the fuck keeps boulders in their goddamn... I mean, I guess this guy said he had an excavation business. But I mean, fuck mother. Like, just keeping boulders around the driveway? Jesus goddamn Christ. My goodness. I said, we gotta go, Darvile told WTVJ. I was scared. I'm not going to lie. She didn't respond to a phone call or emails from the Associated Press. Well, why does she need to? Like, my God. The AP isn't naming the property resident because he hasn't been charged with a crime. So why do we get the names of these people? I guess because I spoke to the TV. Yeah, this is like some weird ass fucking story. It's hard to tell what the actual situation that happened was. But again, we're using words like homeowner here in this article. So in the same way that whenever I hear a police report, I'm skeptical of what the police have to say. If I hear the word homeowner, I'm going to be skeptical of the homeowner. Like just 100% of the time here. But again, it's a totally different story. Driving erratically into boulders, plural, versus reversing rapidly because I'm pointing my gun at them and then hitting a boulder and then driving away. Those are 2 totally different stories. But, anyway, the U.S., folks, random acts of violence. I mean, again, totally predictable acts of violence. And boulders are also featured now. We got boulders. Someone tell Rudy Giuliani to watch out because this guy's got plenty of boulders. So. Hello everybody, welcome to the show. I'm sorry if I seem a little off. I am, as the kids say, fucked up at this moment. That's what the kids say. I would never say that. I would never even dream of saying that, but that's what kids would describe. If they were inhabiting my body temporarily, to experience what I'm experiencing, that's what they would have to say. But I would never say that, just to be clear. And got a show. It's actually kind of cold. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little fucking cold as shit right now. It was like fucking goddamn 25 degrees or some shit like a week ago. And now it's like fucking 0. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Anyway, let's keep going here. We got some really, I mean, while we're talking about Florida, not the best place to go. The people there, they suck. Let's be honest. People fucking suck in Florida. I already said fucking I get 7 seconds. I can't say fuck in the first 7 seconds, and I still somehow fuck it up every time. But, still. Anyway. Ah! So, Ron DeSantis is, in Japan. He's in Japan. I guess? What? Why the fuck is the governor of Florida in Japan? Well, let's find out.
Governor, I'll show you falling behind Trump. Any thoughts on it?
Let me fucking... This Max dog. Max, what are you fucking doing here? This Max dog is hitting me with his tail. Let me fucking raise the volume here. He was asked about his 2024 chances. Poll after poll, not going so well. Let's see what he has to say.
Governor, I'll show you falling behind Trump. Any thoughts on that?
Guys, I'm not a candidate, so we'll see if and when that changes.
Now it's a short clip, but like, we have to discuss.
Guys, I'm not a candidate, so
what is this? Yo, this is like, at first I thought, is this AI? But then I thought, well, what is AI trained on? It's trained on human data. And this is not anything a human has ever done, therefore it could not be AI generated. What the fuck?
Guys, I'm not a candidate, so.
And then, okay, so he does this like this weird open mouth, like, you know, insert at least 4 cocks, you know, I got plenty of room in here. And then he starts like dancing. Like, what?
I'm not a candidate, so we'll see if and when that changes.
Like, yo, this is me when I'm like on like a couple inches of mushrooms and I've got like my noise canceling headphones in and I'm just like listening to music, you know, like, but like this guy is just doing this as he's talking. Like, what is this? Like, why is he like doing a jig? Like, what the fuck?
Guys, I'm not a candidate, so we'll see if and when that changes.
But okay, but again, we all need to talk about, he's in Japan. He's in Japan. Okay, you're not a candidate for president. What the fuck are you doing in Japan? Like, are you just a weeb? Are you gonna go visit the fucking local fucking ramen shop? Like, what the fuck? Why are you in Japan, my friend? I got a runny nose here. If you're not running for president. Now, I will say this. I have said the most logical, I'm going to use my snot tissue here as a way to point. You know how they teach you never to point at people when you're doing politics? Well, I'm gonna up the ante. Not only am I gonna point at people, I'm gonna have a snotty tissue that's flinging away. Imagine you're in a room with me and there's just like snot particles. Anyway, and another thing, what was I saying? I have said the smartest thing for Ron DeSantis is to not run. What do you have to gain from running in 2024? You're going to have to leave the Florida governorship early. Right? You're going to go against Donald Trump, aka lose. So you're going to quit being governor of Florida to lose really bad and embarrass yourself in a political campaign that might totally destroy you in the public eye. Or wait, do you think Donald Trump's gonna make it to 2028? I know, famous last words, like I'm gonna be like fucking however old I'm gonna be in 2027 as Donald Trump's going down this fucking golden escalator and someone's gonna show me this clip. But as of this moment, do you think Donald Trump's gonna make it to 2028? I say again, Ron DeSantis, the smartest thing he could do is just hold off. This is like he's jumping. Talk about jumping the gun. You know? This guy's jumping the fucking gun. Like, he's in a fucking, like, chess game with Disney where he's losing really badly. This guy's presidential campaign although technically it hasn't started yet, it's already over. It's over. It's done. So if this guy jumps in after the race is already over, then he's just throwing it all away for what? I don't know. But either way, I thought this fucking shit was like some alien ass shit. Let's watch it again.
Governor, old show you falling behind Trump. Any thoughts on that?
I'm not a candidate, so we'll see if and when that changes.
Like, what the fuck? My God, man. Ron ass motherfucking Meatball Ron. And another thing about fucking Meatball Ron, okay? Looks like a meatball. You ever see these motherfuckers that, like, this is how they flip you off? They go like this. You ever see this? You ever get one of these? Where it's like, you know, I'm this. I'm like fully erect, middle finger. That's my preference. But you ever meet these guys that are just like, oh, fuck yourself. Fuck yourself. You know, they don't even have the dignity or the wherewithal to fully extend. You ever meet these guys? I met a couple. Didn't go well, but needless to say, I have met a few. God damn. Folks, the culture war. It's true. There's a culture war. And there's two sides. Both sides, if you will. I don't know if I've talked about this too much on my show. I tend to avoid some of the more ridiculous culture war stuff sometimes. But this one has gotten a little entertaining. Second, Bud Light marketing executive placed on leave after Dylan Mulvaney backlash. This is the country we're living in right now. Bud Light. Bud Light. I'm going to say this. Anybody that wants to boycott Bud Light because of Dylan Mulvaney is fucking stupid. I'm sorry. If you're boycotting Bud Light, you're a dumb motherfucker. Let's be honest. You weren't buying Bud Light anyway. How the fuck is that a boycott? And let's be honest, if you were a Bud Light consumer and you're not going to buy Bud Light ever again, what are you going to buy? Another fucking goddamn beer that's owned by the same goddamn company? This whole thing is like, this is what the internet is now. Right? It's like we're in permanent fucking like Gamergate like woke mob hysteria where you have like a bunch of right-wingers that are crying and whinging about the dumbest fucking shit in the world. Like they're boycotting Bud Light. They're boycotting fucking like Hershey and M&M's because women work at those companies. We're not going to boycott chocolate companies for, you know, employing children slaves. That's fine. But once a woman is on the cover, oof. Haha, wow. It's all over now. Like these people, man, I really, and again, I'm going to bring it out here. The apex ratio. Conservatives that are boycotting Bud Light just might be, subgroup of a subgroup of a subgroup of a subgroup, the dumbest subgroup of the dumbest subgroup of the dumbest subgroup of the dumbest subgroup of the dumbest group of people that have ever lived in all of human history. Again, for those of you that have not heard this theory of mine, think about the available information we have on this planet versus what we had historically. Like, can you really blame someone for living in fucking minus 612 for not knowing about fucking fractions and germs? They didn't have access to that information. Now, everybody has got the entire knowledge base of all of humanity in their pocket. And yet the average person is getting dumber and less informed. So the available information and accessibility of information is skyrocketing, where the average person is unlearning. Their knowledge base, it's not that they're learning things at a slower rate, is that they're learning disinformation that unlearns other things. Like, people boycotting Bud Light have been so fundamentally destroyed by the internet that they have turned into like subhuman, like Neanderthals. Like, the internet somehow made them hate their fellow person. What are they, a competing species? Are you Homo erectus, motherfucker? Like, why do you hate humans so much? That's the thing about these bigots. Is like, they're aliens. They're psychopaths. They're the fucking mutation. These people are fucking freaks. Again, this is the second, I didn't even hear about the first one. A second Bud Light senior marketing executive has been placed on leave following backlash and calls for a boycott over their recent partnership with popular transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. For those of you that don't know, she did like this TikTok series where it's like she documented her transition from day one to year one, day 365, and Bud Light was like, here, let's turn that into a marketing opportunity. So this fucking person is doing like a big event for a whole year. You know, transitioning is not easy. The first year is the hardest part by far, in my opinion. And she finally gets to the end, 365. You know, it's not the end, but, you know, a fun cap-off point to daily videos. She thinks up, oh, let's do a big celebration. Bud Light says, oh, let's sponsor your celebration. And now this is going to be the memory she's going to associate for the rest of her life with her, which should have been a good celebration on the great milestone, is now a fucking culture war. Outrage story. It's insane. Given the circumstances, Alyssa has decided to take a leave of absence. Oh, dear heavens. The intense backlash. Again, can we really fucking figure out what the word intense and what the word backlash? Can we hire a team of investigators to scurry through every dictionary that's ever been produced so that we could collectively find the most accurate definition of these words, intense and backlash? My contention is that neither of these words are accurately used here. But whatever. After the intense backlash began, blah, 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 popular, blah, 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 TikTok follower rose to fame, blah, blah, blah. After finishing 365 Days of Girlhood video series, the beer brand, blah, blah, blah. In a video shared on Instagram, the content creator is dressed like Audrey Hepburn's character in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Like, imagine posing for this photograph. Like, yeah, I work at Bud Light and I'm proud. Take my picture. I'm just saying, like, now, do I feel bad for Bud Light here? No, I don't give a shit about them. But I mean, like, these kind of photos, you ever see these photos, man? Like, these corporate photos where it's like, let me pose next to the fucking Bud Light. So I can get on the executive marketing on the fucking whatever her role is. Fucking bullshit. Let's pose in front of the Bud Light, everybody, so everyone knows how happy I am. But anyway. I'm a businesswoman. This is her. I had a really clear job to do when I took over Bud Light. It was this brand is in decline. It's been in decline for a really long time. If we do not attract young drinkers to come and drink this brand, there will be no future for Bud Light. So they do one marketing gimmick to young people. And now the entire Republican propaganda machine is waging war. One commercial. Not even like, it's not like this was even a promotion campaign. Like you go to the store and you get a Dylan Mulvaney can. No, it was just, they produced one can as like a fucking little souvenir for her specifically. For her to do a fucking TikTok commercial. And now billions of dollars are being fucking moved around to fucking propagate this fucking fake outrage. Like, motherfuck. Motherfuck. Wow. Literally, it's just one can. But anyway, Bud Light initially defended the move before later offering a half-hearted apology. My God. It's just sad. It's a sad state of affairs. Is it funny? Sure. You see that video of the guy like going to the supermarket and destroying the beer aisle? But he destroyed the wrong beer. Does anyone see this? A viral like TikTok video of some guy having a rage fit and he destroyed all the Busch Light. The Busch Light. He got the wrong brand. Did anyone see that one? Like, this is insane. I mean, again, Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone. We have criminals in every city in America where the government has given them guns and gave them a loophole in the legal code so they can kill anyone they want. We've got climate change that's causing it to be fucking cold as shit in late April for some fucking reason. I thought it was spring, motherfucker. We got nuclear weapons proliferating constantly. We've got massive international destabilization. And yet, what are people shifting their attention to? Oh. Transgender bear. Whoa. Anyway, if you're going to buy beer, buy local and buy interesting beers. Bud Light, I'm sorry to say, very, from the bottom of my heart, I feel bad about this. Bud Light, not good. I've had it once, and that's enough for me. It's not good. But, wow. I mean, yikes. Anyway, that's my show for today as far as content goes. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate the watching. I don't know why people watch, but they do. And that's cool. But yeah, I'm sorry if I'm a little slow and not terribly interactive today. You know, I'm recovering, so bear with me. And I did an extra long Q-cock in the last show. And so, I'm not doing any today. Best show in this time slot. You know, I think that's supposed to be a compliment. I read that shit and I'm like, best show in this time slot. Anyway, I'm hungry. So I will talk to you all later. Did I get sick? No, I'm just high. But I'm also hungry. I'm high and I'm hungry. And that's all I got. But I hope that this was good enough for you. And if it wasn't, I do apologize. It was not my intention to be not good enough for you. But it is the world that we live in, so what am I going to eat? I don't know. Anyway, you all have a great day. I will see you all later at another point in time. And, yes, do some wonderful stuff with your day, everybody. Or don't. I mean, you don't have to. You could. You don't have to, though. But you really should. At least consider doing something wonderful. You don't have to. You know, it's like the CDC says. Consider washing your hands before rolling the pizza dough.